Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Monday Motivation Spotlight. I'm Lesley Kaplan, welcome you here today, as well as every day. And today happens to be Tu B'Av, the Festival of Love. So on this special day, we're thinking of Am Yisrael, especially our hostages and those that have loved ones either in captivity or in the army that they're not able to be with them on home. So what do we have for you today? We have a very special guest who I've happened to have met personally, who's part of our Netanya group. I'm going to introduce her in just a moment. I just want to remind you all that you can rewatch this recording either on my YouTube channel or Spotify and view our other recordings too. We've had some awesome guests. And if any of you know of somebody special to be a podcast guest, one of our spotlights, please don't hesitate to let me know, or if you're interested in being one yourself. So thank you to our co-host, to ACI. And now I'm going to spotlight our guest for the day, Susan. Here we go. Susan Neeman. Good morning, Susan. Susan, I've had the privilege, as I say, of meeting personally. She's part of the Netanya in-person group that I run once a month. So through that, I got to know her. Who is Susan Neeman? She is a health and wellness coach who's been in Israel for many, many years, way longer than me. I've been here 35 years, and she's been here even more. And she lives in the Galilee, so we'd love to hear a little bit about what it's like living in the north, living in the Galilee. And due to the recent Matzav, or October 7th, Susan and her family have also started undertaking a new venture in addition to a health and wellness business, which is with an online academy, which she's going to tell us about too, addressing Israel and the Middle East. So Susan, take it away. Welcome. We're delighted to have you here.
Okay, thank you so much. First of all, I must say thank you and with great gratitude to Lesley for inviting me here. I happen to suffer from excuse me a second. No.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So I do work from home, so there are interruptions sometimes. And I suffer greatly from imposter syndrome. So I say to myself, who would want to hear my story? But then I also agree to my principle to always say yes. If somebody gives you an opportunity, just say yes. Okay. So I'm going to start off. Lesley asked me to talk about the Galilee, living up here in the north. I'll tell you how we got here and tell you how I got to Israel in general. I'm from a family that's not religious at all, not Zionist at all. My family only joined shul when I came home reciting catechisms as a young child. And so they said, oh, she must know that she's Jewish. And then later on, when I got in high school, so my my cousin said to me, oh, the best place to meet guys is to join USY, which was a youth group that connected to the conservative movement. Now, we weren't conservative, so I had to find a conservative shul to join USY. So I found a friend. I said, can I join? She said, oh, the guys there are such nerds. Join Young Judea. So that's how I got into a Zionist youth movement, and everybody was talking about Israel and going to Israel. And I spent a gap year here, and I fell in love with it, fell in love with the country. I had promised my family that I would come back to study in university and get a degree. So at the end of the year here, I went back to the States. I was sick about leaving. I really wanted to be here, but I had committed to my family that I would go back. So I went back and studied computer science. And in my college, I was introduced to this guy who was making aliya. So I wanted to be in touch with people who were connected to Israel. So I started hanging out with him. And this summer we will celebrate 44 years together. And he still
amazing. It's like it's half a lifetime or more than half a lifetime.
44 years together. And I've been in Israel 45 years. Okay, so I came to Israel as a kid, straight out of college, not knowing anybody, just on a leap of faith, thinking, oh, sometimes people come here on a gap year program and then they come back and it's not the same. You have to, pay for your bills, you have to cook your food, you have to find a job. So that was my first challenge. And being here without a family, and my family was not very happy to put it mildly. They were not very happy about me being here. They were worried about me. They were worried about the country at that time, even though it was totally safe. You know, we used to do we hitchhiked, never thought twice of it. And they were not, they were concerned, and I think that was one of the motivating factors for me. Never ever thinking I think I had to prove myself to them my whole life that it's okay to live here, you can make a living here, it's okay to raise your kids here, it's a great place to be. So that was made aliyah to Jerusalem, then got married. And make a long story short, Jerusalem was never my husband's plan. He wanted to go be a chalutz, to be a pioneer here, and move to the Golan Heights. And I said, no way, I'm not living on the moon. So we ended up looking for a compromise in the Galilee. And that's how we got up here to the Galilee. And we checked out a few places, ended up in Ma'alot, because by that time we had 2 kids, and it was kind of hard to drive from Jerusalem all the way up to the north, start meeting people, checking out places with 2 kids that wanted attention. So we moved up, and we moved to Ma'alot, and that was another one of my challenges. I think, you know, if I'm doing this basically by my biggest challenge is I think that's where the motivation comes in. If you get through that, then okay, you can do anything. So we moved
By the way, Susan, we have someone here from Ma'alot. I see Marcy is here. She was a previous guest, her and her husband on our spotlight. They live in Ma'alot right now.
Yeah,
Hi, Marcy.
In Ma'alot, it was not like Ma'alot is now. Okay, I'm talking about 1984. In 1984, in the end, you'll be able to figure out how old I am. 1984, it was like when you went into the post office, they said, oh, you're new here. Like everybody knew everybody. And there was almost no Anglo community. And the Anglo community that was there was quite religious. So we really didn't fit into anywhere there. And we had a really hard time. We had the most horrible apartment with mold and dampness. We were all sick. We both got I got a phone call one time. My husband was in Miluim, and they called me that he's in the hospital with hepatitis, and I'm already feeling like lousy. And turns out I also have hepatitis. 2 small kids at home. Nobody will come near the apartment. My neighbor was pregnant. She wouldn't touch the door handle. I asked, you know, family if they would come and help. It was absolutely horrible. And um, and that will lead me into the next chapter of my story. So we continued looking for places. We got rejected from some places, and we finally found place here in the north called Eshchau, if anybody knows it. Wonderful mixed religious, non-religious community, half Anglo, half Israeli, and we found our niche here. So that's we moved here. I was pregnant with my 3rd child, and we've been here ever since. So we're very happy here with the house. My family is finally happy because we have a house and a yard and friends, and so that's the happy ending of my aliyah story. So living in the Galilee, though, is a little bit far away. These days, my address is more like Lebanon. I look up the weather on my computer, on my phone, and I'm someplace in Lebanon. I have all these messages in Arabic and scary stuff going on, but it is because of our protection system in this country that they don't want the GPS working here. So to protect us against missiles or flights. So the GPS is very much, if you've come north, you know it. And the Waze doesn't work. You have to go back to maps. And so that's we're far enough away from the north that we don't hear it. We don't hear the noise. So we can be calm and go about our daily life, as long as we don't listen to the news. Okay, that's I would suggest if people want to stay safe to limit your news consumption. Okay, so that was my aliyah story and my lot. And I usually work with some kind of a presentation because I have discovered that I have ADD. ADHD or whatever. And my concentration is not great. Okay. So now I'm pregnant with my fourth kid, and I kind of want to take a long maternity leave. Every time I've had a kid, I've been like right back to work because we needed the money. The maternity leave is only 12 weeks, and then you're on your own. So I was looking for something else to do. What can I do? I've got 4 kids at home, or 3 kids, and I'm pregnant. I can't go back to school because that's too much. I live far away. So thought I'd write a book. And I started looking into writing children's stories, but I realized that that would take too long to bring in any income. So I finally found a flyer on my car and got started with my wellness coaching business, which trains me on the job. I work with Herbalife Nutrition, and I help people to improve their health, improve their energy, and I also help people who want to make it into a business. So I train them as a business coach. Now, when I started, you remember I had hepatitis, people had told me that you never go back to being 100%. The doctors had said, you're always going to feel it. You're always going to be a little bit tired. You're not going to have the strength. And when I started improving my nutrition, I found out that that was bunk. Okay. So if anybody's struggling with any kind of issue and they're being told there's nothing to do, so take a look at your nutrition and take a look at your mindset. Okay. Between the two of them, we can help solve a lot of health issues. Okay. So I don't know if, okay. So we're trucking along, happy. I'm now over retirement age. My husband's over retirement age, and we're thinking that we are going to slow down. We're going to, husband teaches at Haifa University in the Technion, and he's cutting back a little bit and working maybe 8 hours a week. And I have my customers and my business, but that doesn't take all my time. We're going to like drift, kind of like drift into retirement. Okay. We are coasting, basically. And then we all know what happened last October. And at the beginning, everybody kind of got kicked in the stomach, air knocked out of them. We took us a while to recover. And that's something that all along the way, like everybody has the same challenges, but how quickly do you like regroup and get yourself back on track and figure out how to manage in the situation that you have? Same thing with COVID. We got kicked in the stomach with COVID. A lot of our businesses got disrupted. How do you regroup? How do you work with the situation that you have? So that's something I've always looked at, what's this coming to teach me? Where's the opportunity here? Now it's October 7th. I could not see any opportunity. That was it was beyond. But one thing that kind of helped me get along was to become grateful for what we do have, because we have people, obviously, I'm going to get emotional here, but obviously they're in situations that are much, much worse than us. And just having a bed, being able to brush your teeth, knowing what you're going to be doing during the day is enough to say, okay, I'm okay. I can be grateful for that. And we can keep going. So we were kind of figuring out how we were going to, the classes moved to Zoom and things moved. But then my husband had written a book about 10 years ago on the Hamas jihad. And I said to Lesley when she said, don't go political. When he wrote the book and we were promoting the book, we were told by some groups in Israel that not to promote the book because it's political and we don't do political things. So I think today, I don't think there's anybody around that thinks that's I think we have pretty much consensus that Hamas is not political and not looking to join in any discussion with us. So he wrote the book. We used a editor in the States, and she calls us and says, you have to, we had, put the book aside. We don't want to deal with that garbage and it's all that bad energy. The books are sitting in her house. I said, get them out. I don't want them here. And she contacts us and she says, listen, you have information that people need to know. And so I kind of got pulled back into doing a little bit of online stuff. And he's not really an online guy, but still there's information that people don't know. We felt, how are we going to get it out there? And then the semester at the university where he works is not opening. There's no students coming. The American universities or Canadian universities have a unofficial boycott and are not giving credit for classes given in Israel. The students come here, they used to get a year of credit. It's not happening. So all of a sudden our coasting is getting a little bumpy. And what can we do? So I've been trying to talk Yisrael for years into going online. So now we're going to do it. Okay. So how do you do it? So all of a sudden I'm like back into my computer science degree, and that's what I studied in college. And how do we put this up online? And the first person I turn to, of course, is Lesley. And I say, Lesley, who can help us with this? I also spoke to amazing lady, Shari Pilo, who has lots of courses online, and lots of entrepreneurs go through her. I see the nodding here. And I said, Shari, who can help us with this? I actually thought that she might, but she said no. And she gave me a name of Aliza Naon, who I also give a shout out to. And at the same time, Lesley says, go to Aliza Naon. So I'm like I'm really grateful for all this networking that Lesley does here, because it brings people together that for a total win-win. So we've been working with Aliza, and then we say, okay, so who can do the writing for it? And both Lesley or Shari and three people said, Annette Mashi, so she's not here. She's got a wedding tomorrow or in 2 days, but she's usually on Leslie's group also. I think she comes in for some of the sessions. So this is really incest here. We all like are able to use the skills of each other, and that's amazing. Okay, because we're here as a like an outsider group, or not an outsider, but a small group of people in Israel who were not really networked in. We didn't do the army. We didn't go to college here. We don't have all these buddies from oh, my English is not coming out today. And so
That's what happens when you live in Israel long enough. You forget your English. It happens to me too.
Yeah. Okay. So we didn't have the fraternity brothers and the good old boys here to help us out here. So I just wanted to shout out to the networking. And I also want to say it is never too late to learn new things. I have been learning, I even learned OBS Studio, if anybody knows what that is. I decided it was too complicated. We're not going to use it. But there are so many apps out there and programs and software. And I've been thanks again to Shari for the Canva skills that she teaches. So don't be afraid to try something new. Keep learning. And what if? Like, what if? Okay, so we've put together the Neeman Academy. We're going to be hosting live college level full length courses where people can join in from all over the world and learn. Some of these topics have become a little bit unpolitically correct. You'll see the first topic we're doing is we're teaching about Islamic jihad, exposing Islamic jihad, full-length course. And it's a topic that people are afraid to touch. They're afraid of backlash from people who think that we are Islamophobes, or for people who donate money and are not too pleased about it. But it's really, really important that people know it so that you can become better advocates for yourself, advocate for yourself and for your way of life, which is threatened by Islamic jihad. So, and we're having, I was up late last night because it's just about ready. It's just about ready for people to sign up. I'll show you the slide in a minute. And And it's amazing how much work it is, but I'm having a great time doing it. So it's like my third career here. I was a computer systems analyst and a wellness coach, which I still am when in between when I have a minute or two, and now setting up this academy. So it'll also provide for my son, who's a tour guide and also out of work. So it provide him a place to upload virtual tours. So there will be virtual tours there, plus classes, plus there will be free lectures that we put up time to time. There'll be a lecture going up soon on anti-Semitism. Soon, I mean like tomorrow. And people can sign up for the academy. Okay, so I want to show you this screen.
Right, so what is the URL, Susan?
Okay, the URL is www.neemanacademy.com. I can put it in
We can
the
see it
chat.
above here. Okay, great.
Okay.
Right, Neeman. So for those of you that can't see it, Neeman. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, amazing.
That's the URL. Okay. Okay, just be a little patient. Tomorrow, the next day, like by the end of the week, all the links will be working. And I think you can register right now for I think this link is live to register for the grand opening on September 8th in the evening. It's a Sunday, trying to get, as Lesley knows, a time when it works all over the world. So we will be opening it with a little talk from Yisrael about like an update on on what's going on. I can't tell you right now because who knows what's going to go on between now and September 8th. If you ever were bored, this is the place to be. Never a dull moment. So, anyway, I think
Right, Israel is the one place where you have to keep on planning as normal, but you just don't know what's going to be even in 1 hour.
exactly. Okay, so
Right.
I'll take this down because there's nothing
Yeah, great. So save the date, September 8th or
September
22nd.
8th. We're going to do a rerun on September 22nd, but we do have an early bird price for the course, which is ending on the September 20th. So better you get on the September 8th, or even just go in and sign up. That's okay too. And in addition, okay, this is where I need you guys. Okay, I almost forgot, is that all of us have people who need to know this information all over the world. So we're counting on our network to pass it on. And if anybody would like to earn a commission from it, so talk to me, okay? And we have an ability to earn a commission for bringing students to the academy. Nice commission, okay? So if you're home and you want to advocate for Israel, or you're advocating anyway, and you say, okay, how can I get this out? But I don't have time, and I do need a bit more income. So this is like a really nice opportunity. We're really happy about that. And that's about it. I went kind of fast, my whole life in 10 minutes.
Right. What would you say to anyone wanting to make aliyah right now? And Baruch Hashem, we do have many even making aliyah, even in the middle of a war. Okay, probably, I don't know the exact numbers, but some people say even more than an average year from certain countries because of the anti-Semitism going on around the world.
Yeah, well, I would say come to be a positive, don't come because you're running away. Okay, because if you're running away, you're not going to be happy here. Okay, you need to come and find your where you can help, where you can contribute. I think all of us want to be happy, find our why, or what we're here for, what is our mission. And my mission is to help people's lives be a little bit easier. Where can I help? Where can I come in with an idea or a suggestion, or physically help somebody out with something? And if you're coming and you come and you like dig in, there's so much volunteer work going necessary here. My husband goes and picks eggplants and other vegetables every week on the moshavim, on the farms that don't have their normal workers. and they need to get stuff done really quickly. So, you know, we're out there, we're helping making meals for soldiers. We are, for families who have kids in the Army, husbands in the Army, there's so much help and necessary here. And I think anybody who comes can, the minute they jump in and become a productive part of the society, I think they can have a successful aliyah. I would also, this is my personal thing. If you are ill and have medical issues, I would not come. Okay, that's I've seen
Why do you say that?
Too many people trying to navigate the health system here without, if you speak Hebrew, then okay. But if you don't speak Hebrew and you're trying to navigate the health system and you have specific issues, it's going to be difficult. Okay, I'm not one to discourage anyone.
By the way, talking of small businesses, there are many small business owners who have taken that on as a profession to help people navigate the system, whether it's the health system or buying an apartment, if they don't speak the language.
Okay, so that's there you go. From every difficulty comes an opportunity.
Yeah, if we're solution oriented, then we can find a solution for everything. All right, your parting words, Susan, before I sum up.
I just want to say again, thank you, and just remember to be grateful for everything we have, for our friends, for our family, for our freedom. Okay, and I'll leave you with that, and make sure to check us out, the Neeman Academy, and hopefully we'll see you in class.
Right, amazing. Okay, thank you, Susan, so much for being a great guest, and kol hakavod, you're bringing to the attention of others such important topics that, as you say, many college campuses are too afraid to run or to show. So we look forward to your launch and to hearing more about the Neeman Academy. And I welcome you also to check out Susan's details. And I welcome you talking about Academy and everything else. Check out on my Spotify and on my YouTube, where we have recordings not only from the Monday Motivation Spotlight, but on our YouTube channel, we also have regarding our Professional Women's Networking Forum, where we have many interesting and amazing speakers. So we've come to an end of another Monday Motivation Spotlight. Thank you once again, Susan. Thank you to all of you who are joining. Thank you. I see many familiar faces and new faces here. Great to see you as always when you join live. And if you're watching the recording, we look forward to seeing you joining live one of these days too. Thank you also. Lots of thank yous here I'm seeing. Thank you to ACI, our co-hosts. And to Eretz Israel, stay strong, stay safe, stay safe, stay resilient. Okay, we're a resilient bunch. And we look forward to seeing you next week on the Monday Motivation Spotlight, hopefully with good news to report and not only the challenges that we see in the daily news. Have a great, safe day. Bye-bye.